right. Good morning, afternoon, or evening, wherever you might be in time and space. Kenny is here. Was it even on the right screen? I don't think so. Hang on a second. After being pecked by a radioactive bird, a somewhat mannered T. Tuthill was compelled to become Kineas, the Skydude. How am I hearing that? It's always something. I see. Yeah, so I was moving some things around on my channel and getting things done here and there, and had my desktop up or something like that. Okay, so today, a couple of short jobs. I had to start early today. I have a busier afternoon later, so I wanted to get on and get these done. And it's remembering how to fly the A320 Neo. It's been a while, and this is version 2. It's a new one, so there might be some things about it I'm not fully aware of. She's a big one, but compared to that's going to mess with the mission today. It's always something.
Good morning, everyone. Let's make this flight to Denver a great experience.
Yeah, let's try.
Captain, our cabin crew is ready for boarding. Awaiting your instructions.
All right, let's request boarding. Bit delayed. Or it doesn't want to take it. Well, let's try it this way. Nope. I was trying to contact ground services and just have them initiate the boarding that way. Okay, here we go. See if we can.
Traffic.
There we go.
Kin Lima Alpha Oscar 6.
More than one way to skin the cat.
Can you please get the passengers on board?
Kin Lima Alpha Oscar 668. The jetway is going to be connected.
You better scoot a little closer or those passengers ain't gonna make it into the airplane. What? And they closed the door? You guys. Well, that's just lovely. Let's try this. So the communication button is all we have to do is hit the enter key to communicate, but it's not taking it. So network connection is unstable. That's just lovely. Let me check my YouTube connection, see if there's any problem there. See what it says about stream health. That says it's excellent. So, all right. So controls, keyboard, quick. Find out what's going on with the reply. Quick reply is set to enter. It says there's two. Do a search by if that's congesting up. And let's see if this works now. No. One more minute, please. Thank you for your patience. I really appreciate it. Controls, keyboard. All right. Quick. Try that. Come on. No. Come on. That's so strange. Second thing to do is just restart the sim. That's a real drag. I don't know that. I don't even know that we're going to need it, to be completely honest.
After being
All right,
pecked by a
stand by just a moment,
radioactive
trying to
bird,
restart the thing.
a somewhat mannered Tuthill was compelled to become Kineas, the Skydude.
I will chop all this off before it or after it publishes. That's the joy of being live. Do. Might as well grab my coffee. Cheers. Here's to your health, well-being, and prosperity. Hey, if I'm not following you and you need another follower, please go into my chat while it's up, and let's make it easy for both of us. Just say hi, put a smiley face, any sort of mark in the chat room that gives me 3 dots next to your name, and I can immediately click it and go to channel. Go right to your channel, hit subscribe, easy peasy. So help me, help you, and help me. Please like and subscribe. Really appreciate it. Every view helps. Thanks for stopping in. Even if it's just for a minute, it helps. I really appreciate that. One moment. While this is restarting, let me take this call. Okay, where were we? All right. Let's just hang out here a minute and see if we get any connection problems. You follow me on Twitter. Oh my God, fog in my throat. You follow me on Twitter. This morning I was remembering and listening to some tracks from the band Brad Sucks from Canada. Just such a darn good band. It's really 2 of them. Your last career activity ended unexpectedly. you were disconnected during your last activity and couldn't complete it. As compensation, you've been awarded career credits based on the time you spent on the activity. Oh. All right, so what we were doing is I came up here and I filtered it by A320. The Neo V2. That put us here in Colorado. I think that was the flight right there that takes us to Denver. It says it's 30 minutes. Of course, being me, it's going to be a little bit longer. And it's a refresher. I might try to be a little bit slower. Should have some really nice sights heading over the mountains there back into Denver. The Fuzz arrival. The Larks arrival, actually. Larks. This should be an ILS landing. ILS 26, yep. And let's make sure we have our charts. That's the one I need in particular. Right there. That's the most important thing. And grasp. Well, it's all important, but that's what I need. And I also need 108 and 9 to make sure that's in the nav radio when we get there. Good. Okay. So far so good. I haven't seen any we haven't seen any lost your connection. Okay. So if you're just tuning in, we were having some connection problems, and I had to restart the server, so you didn't miss anything. And it was constantly connecting and disconnecting, or disconnecting and connecting. And certain commands didn't seem to be working. Our just quick reply to air traffic control wasn't working, so hopefully that sorts that out. If not, we'll try to rebind for a different key and see what we can get. People have been asking me, what kind of rig do you have? Are you all Uber Pro? You have like the cockpit setup? No, nothing like that at all. No. Yours truly, I'm just still using a Logitech 3D Pro Extreme. It's very sentimental. It has great sentimental value. And I really should just put it up on a pedestal and get a new one. But I still love using it. Springs are starting to go out. I have to do a lot of weird compensating in the controls.
Good morning, everyone. Let's make this flight to Denver a great experience.
Well, it sounds like the voices are working again properly.
Captain, our cabin crew is ready for boarding. Awaiting your instructions.
All right, turn the strobe on, beacon on. Don't really need the wing or nav and logo lights on. Oops. Get the landing lights on. I don't think we need anything else. One moment, another call coming in. Yeesh. Okay. I don't think we need anything else up here. The weather's rather nice. We're not going to be freezing or anything. If you do want to learn how to do everything and start this thing up from cold and dark, oh, you absolutely can. You absolutely can. You can go through everything and learn everything. In your EFB, under your checklists for the aircraft. So you're thinking, this is just simple. You mean you can play this on an Xbox? You sure can. But if you really, really want to learn, whatever you want to put into the simulator, you'll get out of it. Depends on the experience that you want. You want it casual? Cool. You want it hardcore? Cool. They have you covered. All right, here's a test. See if this is working now. Quick reply. No. All right, let's bind that to another control. But what? Do we have anything bound to control R? Air refuel. Nothing. Okay. See if we can get a toggle now. We'll give it a few seconds, but I don't know why the quick reply doesn't want to work. Again, there's more than one way to skin a cat. We can go through air traffic control and do it that way. Go to your ground services if you find yourself having the same problem. Okay, now where is it? Okay, request passenger boarding.
Traffic, Kin Lima Alpha Oscar 668. Could you please get the passengers on board?
Kin Lima Alpha Oscar 668. The jetway is going to be connected.
Set up the baggage service.
Traffic, Kin Lima Alpha Oscar.
See if this thing hooks up correctly this time.
Send the baggage.
Kin Lima Alpha Oscar 668. Baggage is on the way.
Oh, good. It actually connected to the aircraft this time. It only pulled up and then about 6 feet away. So all the passengers were just dumped out on the ground. Okay, baggage is working. Let's get the catering service going.
Boarding closed, Captain.
Traffic, Kin Lima Alpha
Thank you.
Oscar 668. Could you please send a catering truck?
Kin Lima Alpha Oscar 668.
There's our catering truck.
Truck is on the road.
Catering truck's pretty cool. Nice scissor lift. Check this out. It's like your snack and beverage shop. He's done with the baggage. Great. Okay, so now we need to go back and request We're supposed to request IFR clearance.
Luggage loading complete.
Try to request the taxi first and see if we can get it.
Kin Lima Alpha Oscar 668 is taxiing to runway 24, Kilo Golf Uniform Charlie.
So now down here, I'm trying to get it to toggle. I'm trying to figure out which one of these to toggle to allow us to get the IFR clearance. This is what runway. We're leaving out on runway 24. That's nuts.
Traffic, Kin Lima Alpha Oscar 668, requesting pushback.
Kin Lima Alpha Oscar 668. Pushback request accepted.
Ah! It's destroying us.
Tow bar in place, Captain.
You got the brake? Oh, I don't think I can do it from out here. Yeah.
You're clear to start engines.
You left the parking spot before asking for IFR clearance. We have got to figure out how to make that quick reply work then. Because I couldn't get it. It wouldn't pop up as an option. Darn you, Microsoft, what's going on? And you're making this... Murphy! You're making this hell on this lovely Friday. It should be so easy. The easiest things to do. So let's try to figure out what the heck is going on. With that quick reply. Oh. Now they've taken away our quick runs. Oh no. Now everything's turned into a 2-hour flight. These were just short 20-minute flights that I found. 40 minutes, just not a problem. There's 45. Guys. Penalized, but there's 30 minutes. Okay, great. All right, we've got to figure out what's up with that quick reply. And this is going to take us to LS-26. In Denver. I suppose if I can't get it, I'll just skip the taxi. Ugh. All right, good morning, afternoon, or evening, wherever you might be in time, space. Kineas here, episode 351. And I need to get some Airbus practice in. I have been having all kinds of problems. And you're tuning in. I've already tried starting this twice now. And I'm having some problems that, for whatever reason, are plaguing me right now. The quick reply is not working properly. And even though I bound it to a different key, it still doesn't want to work right. And that's going to make things very, very difficult because I'm trying to go through the air traffic control menu and I'm still not able to get what I need. All right. Alt-C to enter.
Good morning, everyone. So it's Denver today? Love this city.
No, I do too. Not too far from here. Let's try setting this to ATC and avionics. It's already in avionics. Then it's a... What the hell happened there? What? What's it doing? What? Now we're in an Iberian plane. Whoa. Good. And now that's
Hotel,
working.
Delta, November traffic. Kin Lima Alpha Oscar Tree 8 is taxiing to runway 28. Kilo Hotel, Delta, November.
All right. He's already on. Okay. Climb is set to 17,000. Already set. All right, well, let's taxi. Okay, well, everything seems to be in working order this time.
Ladies and gentlemen, our captain has turned on the fasten seatbelt sign. Please stow your hand luggage underneath the seat in front of you or in an overhead compartment. Make sure your seat back and folding trays are in full upright position. If you're seated near an emergency exit, carefully read the special instructions card located by your seat. A reminder that this is non-smoking flight, including the lavatories. If you have any questions, feel free to ask one of our attendants. Thank you.
Since you're with us, it's a smoking flight.
Attention to the monitors, where we'll be demonstrating our safety procedures. Thank you. To all passengers, please direct your attention to the front of the cabin for an important safety demonstration. There are identified emergency exits on this aircraft. Look around and locate the exit closest to you. Should the cabin experience a sudden pressure loss, oxygen masks will drop down from above your seat. Place the mask over your mouth and nose that
Nav current status downgraded.
If you're traveling with children, wear your own mask properly on before helping your children. In case of emergency, after the brace. Brace. Message, tuck your chin onto your chest.
We need to reduce our taxi speed down.
Place your head against the seat in front, with your arms wrapped around your head. Ensure your feet are flat on the floor. A life jacket is located under your seat. If necessary, take the vest and slip it over your head. Pass the straps around your waist and adjust like this. To inflate the vest, pull firmly on the red cord, only when leaving the aircraft. If you need to refill it, blow into the oral inflating system. Whistle and light are here to attract attention.
108.9. And it's iJoy. 108.9. It doesn't want to take it. Bubba. Nav accuracy upgrade. Huh. What's the course? 6-3. It's 3. Takes the course. Well, why not the ILS? Or localizer 108.9. $116. Well, that's for out. Well, that's what I get. That's what you get for keeping your head down too long. So I'm trying to figure out to make sure the ILS is in there properly, and see if reverse thrust is working. I wanted to test that anyway. No, dummy. Sometimes even when you're on hold short, it doesn't register that you're at hold short. I don't know if that makes sense. You kind of got to move around it. This game. See, I'm not getting the stop and hold short. Let's try it outside the box, just right up against the line. Oh, you're making me mad today. It's just everything is a problem. All right, just skip over to the takeoff.
Kilo Hotel Delta November traffic. Kin Lima Alpha Oscar Tree 8. Taking off runway 28. East departure. Kilo Hotel Delta November.
Okay, I want the auto throttle on. I don't think I can turn it on without the autopilot being on. It's supposed to be 108.9. .9 course 263. That's weird, I didn't want to put it in. Well, we'll see if that works when we get closer. We'll swap it over. Okay, so we need to put it into climb full speed on takeoff, and then bring it back to climb, and hopefully not exceed 250 knots under 10,000 feet. I wanted to put a tiny bit of flap in. All right, here we go. Rudder doesn't want to respond now. Oh, I'm having to fight it so much. Left rudder works fine. Right rudder was being a pain. $11,000 feet. Flaps down. $7,000 feet. $200 knots. Gear up.
Lima Alpha Oscar Tree 8.
Okay, or not.
Contact 4 miles northwest of Kilo Hotel Delta November, 9300. Altimeter 292.
Denver Center, Kin Lima Alpha Oscar Tree 8, 4 miles northwest of Kilo Hotel Delta November, 10,000. Request IFR to Denver. Ready to copy.
Kin Lima Alpha Oscar Tree 8 is cleared to Denver Airport as filed. Squawk 6727.
6727. That's over here. 6727's already in there.
Kin Lima Alpha Oscar Tree 8, cleared to Denver Airport as filed. Squawk 6727.
Kin Lima Alpha Oscar Tree 8, read back correct. Radar contact 12,600. Altimeter 29902, turn left heading 1.
Whoa, we climbed that fast already?
Descend and maintain 11,000.
Ooh.
Kin Lima Alpha Oscar Tree 8, please acknowledge.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. This is your captain speaking. Today, I'm assisted by co-pilot Jace Ray. Welcome aboard flight LAO-38, inbound to Denver. We are currently cruising at an altitude of 7,700 feet
Kin Lima Alpha
and
Oscar
at an
Tree 8,
airspeed
acknowledge
of 200
last
knots.
transmission.
It's 9:22 a.m. On behalf of all crew members, we thank you for flying with us today. So, please sit back, relax, and enjoy the rest of the flight.
Well, what a comedy of errors. So, because I don't have it in autopilot yet.
Turn left heading 110. Proceed on course. And maintain
Overspeed in the turn,
Alpha Oscar Tree 8.
and it won't slow down. There's 11,000 feet.
Kin Lima Alpha Oscar Tree 8, climb and maintain 14,000.
Now they want 14. All right, let's put it into autopilot, auto throttle. Let's put it into climb.
Kin Lima Alpha Oscar Tree 8, did you copy?
14.
Climb and maintain 14.
Autopilot, auto throttle.
Alpha Oscar Tree 8.
Climbing. Turn the speed over to the auto throttle. See if it'll keep us under 250. No, it's got us at 280. Coming down, but not enough. But I think it's I think we might be okay. I think the rule is 250 knots under 10,000 feet, so we're already 13. Altimeter is 2992. And it looks like we've acquired all right, Steamboat Springs up ahead. Very nice.
Alpha Oscar Tree 8, contact Denver Center on 126.5. Good day.
126.5. That would be down here on your console. But I don't want to mess with that just yet, so I'll do it this way.
Going to 126.5.
And that should
Lima
change
Alpha,
here.
Oscar Tree 8.
Or not.
Denver Center, Kin Lima Alpha, Oscar Tree 8, 14,000.
1265.
Kin Lima Alpha, Oscar Tree 8. Denver Center, altimeter 2, 9er 2, radar contact, continue to STMBT.
Yeah. 280, 14. So relatively speaking, this is my neck of the woods. This isn't too far. Take a few hours, I think, to get up there to Steamboat. Fiddle. Good. Let me turn down the engine noise a little bit. It's a bit loud, and I'd like to do some more external viewing. And when we are in the external view, it is really loud. So I'm going to kill the engine noise to about 23. Quieter in here for sure. Amazing the power that they get out of these things. Just phenomenal power. Even the little mini ones like on the Honda Jet, unbelievable. It's said that Nikola Tesla wanted the United States government to skip all jet research and development and go with his electromagnetic flying platforms. 128.65. Well, it's already still set.
Going to 128.65.
Oh, 128.65.
Alpha, Oscar Tree 8.
Captain, this is
Denver Center,
Adrienne.
Kin Lima Alpha
We're ready
Oscar
for
Tree
in-flight
8,
service.
14,000.
Mind if we start?
Kin Lima Alpha Oscar Tree 8. Denver Center, altimeter 2, 9er 2, radar contact, continue.
Captain, this
Permission
is
granted.
Adrienne. We're ready
Good
for
morning,
in-flight
everyone.
service.
My crew will now serve
Mind
you
if we
lunch.
start?
Please fasten your seatbelts and make sure your tray tables are stowed. Bon appetit.
Kin Lima Alpha Oscar Tree 8. Climb and maintain 15,000.
Roger, roger. 15,000.
Climb and maintain 15,000. Kin Lima Alpha.
Do we have interior people now? Nope. No passengers. A little bit bouncy. $15,000. Put it in, climb into auto throttle. If she didn't stabilize a little bit. Feels better. All right, well, while they're doing lunch and beverages, cheers, let me grab my coffee. Here's to your health, well-being, and prosperity. If I'm not following you and you would like a subscriber and you're viewing, go into the chat room and say hello or leave me a message, and I'll be happy to subscribe to you. It doesn't matter if you have content or not. A lot of people that have stopped in and said hello, they don't have any videos up yet. You know, you haven't found your niche yet. You haven't figured out what you want to do, and you haven't really posted anything. Hey, everybody's got to start somewhere. So I'm happy to be a follower. Getting some interesting graphic, like where things are popping in. I wonder if it's the view distance settings. Rather Tron-like. I could turn off my landing lights. Need my taxi lights on. Now, in the past, you can't always trust air traffic control to direct you at the right altitudes when heading through the Rocky Mountains. So, like right now, I will probably clear it. It's probably not going to be a problem. They've probably worked most of it out. But just those two little peaks up ahead, make me a little bit concerned. And so, you know, just for now, I might want to request an altitude increase of a few thousand feet. How about 4,000 feet?
Denver Center, Kin Lima Alpha, Oscar Tree 8. Request 15,000.
No, we're already at 15,000.
Alpha, Oscar Tree 8. Maintain present altitude.
Oh, really?
Maintain present altitude. Kin Lima Alpha, Oscar Tree 8.
Huh. That didn't work right. And I was denied. Like, just stick with it, buddy. That's too close. That's way too close. Sure, you're giving people in the cabin a really nice view, but I don't like being this close. Poor thing needs a wash.
Kin Lima Alpha, Oscar Tree 8, contact Denver Center on 119.85. Good day.
2,500.
Yeah, 2,000 feet.
Going to 119.85. Kin Lima Alpha, Oscar Tree 8. Denver Center, Kin Lima Alpha,
Lima
Oscar
Alpha,
Tree
Oscar
8.
Tree 8,
15,000.
altimeter 29902, radar contact continue.
Guys are freaking me out. Yeah, it looks like we're good.
Lima Alpha Oscar Tree 8, cleared POWDR 1 arrival. Maintain present altitude, expect ILS runway, 26 approach, vectors to final.
Cleared POWDR 1 arrival. Maintain present altitude, expect ILS runway, 26 approach, vectors to final. Kin Lima Alpha Oscar Tree 8.
Kin Lima Alpha Oscar Tree 8, contact Denver Center on 125.905. Good day.
595.
Kin Lima Alpha Oscar Tree 8, did you hear my last transmission?
One 125.905 for Kin Lima Alpha Oscar Tree 8. Denver Center, Kin Lima Alpha Oscar Tree 8, 15,000.
Kin Lima Alpha Oscar Tree 8, Denver Center, altimeter 29902, radar contact. Continue to HLLI.
HLLI. Fuzz, so at Fuzz we need to be at 7,000. At Grasp we need to be at 7,000. There's Fuzz. Decel. Grasp. All right, getting ready to head into the Denver area. Excuse me. Ian Fleming. What time is it? 2:08 in the afternoon here in Colorado.
Kin Lima Alpha Oscar Tree 8 contact, Denver approach on 119.3. Good day.
119.3.
Kin Lima Alpha Oscar Tree 8. Did you copy?
They don't give you enough time to do your thing.
Ladies and gentlemen, now we're approaching Denver where local time is 10:23 a.m. Please stay in your seat with your seatbelt fastened. Personal screens, footrests, and seat tables must be stowed away and all hand luggage stored either in the overhead lockers or under the seat in front. Please ensure all electronic devices are turned off. Thank you.
So, right as I was trying to get my response in, and do the handoff,
going to 119.3.
the message to the passengers kicked in.
Oscar Tree 8.
So we got dinged twice for air traffic control.
Denver approach, Kin Lima Alpha Oscar Tree 8, 15,000.
Kin Lima Alpha Oscar Tree 8. Denver approach. Altimeter 29902. Radar contact. Continue to slope.
Trying to remember the name of that place, Roxborough Park or something like that. That lake out there about 2 o'clock. Yeah, it could be further south. I get mixed up. Been a long time. Don't spend much time in Denver these days. But, you know, when you're a kid, teenager would drive up and party with everybody at these lakes. Do some camping. But they're not giving me an opportunity to request, you know, coming down a little bit of a descent. So hopefully they guide us in properly. Because again, we need to be at 7,000. Slope. No, it's still saying 15,000. EVV 13. Buzz 9,000. Top of descent. EVV. Really? They already want the gears down? Auto throttle disengaged. That back over to the computer. Localizer on.
Kin Lima Alpha Oscar Tree 8. Descend and maintain 10,000.
Okay.
Kin Lima Alpha Oscar Tree 8. Please acknowledge.
Descend
10,000.
and maintain 10,000. Kin Lima Alpha Oscar Tree 8.
And they don't give you quite enough time. And now I've extended the gear, but it's not registering it. It did for a second.
Kin Lima Alpha Oscar
Yeah, we shouldn't even have the gears down. We're too
600. Contact Denver Tower on
too fast.
1.75.
It's odd 9.6. Max speed with gear down exceeded. Exactly.
Descend and maintain 9,600. Tower on 128.75. Kin Lima Alpha Oscar Tree 8. Denver Tower, Kin Lima
Flaps
Alpha
over
Oscar
speed,
Tree
Captain.
8.
Really?
5 miles east.
Man.
Inbound ILS runway 26 approach.
Kin Lima Alpha Oscar Tree 8, Denver Tower. Altimeter 29902. Cleared ILS runway 26 approach.
Exactly. So, although I am in manual for well, now it's going. So I got a couple of problems. One, the gears are down and we're getting overspeed.
Kin Lima Alpha Oscar Tree 8, please acknowledge.
Air traffic control is all up my bung.
Cleared ILS runway 26 approach. Kin Lima Alpha Oscar Tree 8.
By putting some flaps now. Okay, we need to be at 7 in 8 miles according to our chart. Probably gonna get dinged. We've gotten all kinds of dings already, so another one won't hurt. But I'm gonna come down to 7. Wait, 108.9 ILS2. Wait, 9. That's better. All right, so we have the proper ILS frequency in now. Cleared to land runway 26. I'm going to go ahead and turn on approach. We're getting ready to make that turn. So what's going to happen when we make this turn, if it engages properly, when this diamond hits the yellow line here, we do a handshake with the ground computer, and it handles the transition down to the ground, to the runway. And all we have to do then is just kind of monitor things, make sure we don't go too fast, and prepare to turn the autopilot off right before we touch down. Do a tiny bit of a flare and speed brake and reverse thrust, and we should be okay. Here's the turn. In the handshake. Is approach on? Loke.
Kin Lima Alpha Oscar Tree 8.
Approach on.
Clear to land runway 26.
$1,000.
I'm gonna go ahead and put the speed on manual.
Kin Lima Alpha Oscar Tree 8. Did you hear my last transmission?
No, I'm doing stuff.
Cleared to land runway 26. Kin Lima Alpha Oscar Tree 8.
Went down to 140. Speed-wise, it's handling the descent.
$400. $300.
Too low, flaps.
200.
Too low, flaps.
Flaps out.
Too low, flaps.
100.
Turn off the autopilot.
Too low,
50,
flaps.
40, 30, 20. Retard.
A little bit of a flare. Put it into reverse thrust.
Kin Lima Alpha Oscar Tree 8. Exit runway when able.
So, what's the... what is the error? Back and forward thrust. Brake. What are you saying down here? Ah, flaps. If that doesn't solve it. No.
Kin Lima Alpha Oscar Tree 8.
No.
Exit runway when able.
So I thought, well, let's try to put the flaps back on, but no. It's not a spoiler issue. What is the issue? Auto flaps. Autopilot off. Okay, I don't know why putting the autopilot back on. That's something I'm going to have to ask a senior pilot. So what just happened there? And it's doing it again.
Kin Lima Alpha Oscar Tree 8. Exit runway when able.
Autopilot turns off. Those should have been on. Duh.
Lima Alpha Oscar Tree 8, turn next taxiway. Kin Lima Alpha Oscar Tree 8, contact ground on 119.475.
So if you're a senior pilot, can you tell me what's going on here? Why does it want me to engage? Flaps are all the way up. Don't need speed brake.
Kin Lima Alpha Oscar Tree 8, did you hear my last transmission?
My lord.
119.475. Kin Lima Alpha Oscar Tree 8.
Doing it again. That hold short. We're on it. Doesn't want to register that we're on it. Go.
Denver ground, Kin Lima Alpha Oscar Tree 8. Taxi to parking.
Kin Lima Alpha Oscar Tree 8. Taxi to gate Alpha 26 via taxiway Romeo 6 Romeo Romeo 8 Echo Echo Mike Zulu November Lima Mike 9er Bravo November Kilo Bravo Sierra Alpha November.
Isn't that ridiculous? When you're at a big international airport, you got all these crossways and pathways and taxiways.
Romeo Romeo 8 Echo Echo Mike Zulu November Lima Mike 9er Bravo November Kilo Bravo Sierra Alpha November. Kin Lima Alpha Oscar Tree 8.
And you're supposed to just read it back that fast? They speak it that fast and you're supposed to just got that? You know, I'm sure, again, you know, a real world pilot, they know they've already studied the maps. They already know the runways. They already know parking chart. You know, they already know what it means. They've already got it planned out. Here we go again. So if you're a senior pilot, can you tell me why? What's the deal? If autopilot is turned off, why are we getting this why are we getting this that warning sound? Auto flight, autopilot off. Right, it should be off. We're going to skip the shutdown. I don't want to deal with that. I don't know. I have to put that out as a question, or if somebody can comment. If you know the answer, please let me know. A Skydude must know. They're going to give us such a bad score. Made way too many mistakes. Not intentionally, you know, the air traffic control stuff and messages overlaying, but too many, you know, we've missed quite a few. So I don't expect a high rating, and I expect a rather significant reputation hit. Just never good. was thinking about it. It's like, how bad are we going to punish Kineas, this guy, do today? Here it comes. What? They actually gave me some reputation. Well, you guys, okay, I take back the well, you know, that's what you're normally doing to me, and you admit it. You know it to be true. But you're feeling good. It's a Friday. Cool. Appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for the Stranger Things Hellfire Club t-shirt. I really appreciate that. Thank you, Netflix. I can't say I'm really pleased with the way it ended. But, you know, I don't... I mean, in the big picture, who cares? I don't care. Just something to gripe about during a week. All right, we have time for another... We can find another 30-minute one. Three hours and 30 minutes. Nope. 2 hours, 1 hour 30. 30 minute. I think we're heading to... Oh, yeah, just to Grand Junction. All right. All right, well, something to be aware of, that to make myself aware of, or that you should be aware of too. It did not set the ILS for me. And I don't know if at some point it would have kicked in once we made our final turn. But it didn't seem like it was going to happen. And so I had to use the console, open up the little, I'll show you. Open up the little hatch, press it, press the ILS button, and make sure the frequency was in the move from standby to active. And then I was able to get my ILS diamond to show up, everything that we were connected to the proper VOR. Another thing, it didn't take me down to the proper altitude we needed to connect with that ILS at 7,000 feet. They didn't ding me for it, which was nice, but they didn't tell me to come down to the proper altitude. So you're going to want to make sure that you check your chart like now. Okay, so what we're looking for here is the ILS or localizer for Grand Junction. Okay, we want this side view, which is the easiest for me to understand and for, I think, you to understand. Okay. So at the Loma waypoint, we need to be at 8,400. Then at the D12.6 waypoint, they want us at 6,700. Okay, but the most important one here is usually has an X on some charts. Literally, X marks the spot. But on this one, you see the open arrow, the end of the arrow pointing down towards the runway. Here is where you need to be in time and space for that ILS to work. No higher, no lower. Well, you can. I mean, it's pretty cool. I mean, if you're off a little bit, it still will engage the approach. But if we are at 6,700 feet at Ginny, we should have a diamond show up on our altitude, and we then can hit the approach button. I will go over that again and again. Did I already say happy Friday to you? I have not. Happy Friday. I may have a couple of times, but we had so many darn problems starting the live stream today.
afternoon, everyone. Grand Junction here, we come.
Grand Junction, here we come. That's just great. So it said ground services at this airport are unavailable, so it just went ahead and moved us right to the taxi. Why, thank you.
Aspen ground, Kin Lima Alpha Oscar 101 tree with Kilo, ready to taxi, IFR.
Kin Lima Alpha Oscar 101 tree, taxi to and hold short of runway tree via taxiway Alpha Alpha Niner. Contact tower on 118.85 when ready.
So Alpha Alpha Niner.
Taxi to and hold short runway tree via taxiway Alpha Alpha Niner, Kin Lima Alpha Oscar 101 tree.
Okay, so we are at A3. So it shows this end of the runway ahead of us over here. What this sign is saying is that's runway 33, and the opposite end is runway 15. And we are at taxiway A3, and we need to be at A9. So if I look over on this chart, we're here at A3, and A9, there's A7. Well, where's the A9? Well, I'm assuming it's the end. But you know what they say about assuming. Well, let's head on down the road. Yeah, and then it says hold short is up there anyway. So I don't know what the... We'll take a look at the sign when we get there.
Ladies and gents, our captain has turned on the fasten seatbelt sign. Please stow your hand luggage underneath the seat in front of you or in an overhead compartment. Make sure your seat back and folding trays are in full upright position. If you're seated near an emergency exit, carefully read the special instructions card located by your seat. A reminder that this is non-smoking flight, including the lavatories. If you have any questions, feel free to ask one of our attendants. Thank you. Ladies and gents, I'd like to direct your attention to the monitors, where we'll be demonstrating our safety procedures. Thank you. Ladies and gents, here are the safety procedures. There are identified emergency exits on this aircraft. Take a minute to locate the exit closest to you, including behind you. Count the number of rows to this exit. Should the cabin experience a sudden loss of pressure, oxygen mask
A5.
drop down from above your seat. Place the mask over your mouth and nose like this. Pull the strap to tighten it. If you're traveling with children, make sure your own mask is on before helping your children. In the unlikely event of an emergency, leave your carry-on items behind. Life rafts are located below your seats. Emergency lighting will lead you to your closest exit and slide. Now, make sure that all hand luggage is stowed away safely. While we wait for takeoff, please take a moment to review the safety data card in your seat pocket.
I do believe we are in Aspen. We're at KASC. That's A6. If that's 7-8, then yeah, that would be 9. Doesn't match with the chart, but whatever. So Tom Cruise may or may not still have a place around here. Last I heard he was selling it. Hunter Thompson had a place about 1 o'clock in the distance. Very popular place for the wealthy. A7, A8. Come on, you.
Aspen Tower, Kin Lima Alpha, Oscar
yeah.
101 tree ready for IFR departure, runway tree.
So this year, the ILS, we were talking about that earlier, forgot to mention the frequency.
2992. Cleared for takeoff, runway tree.
110.3, so you need to come down here. As far as I know, press this, turn on ILS, set this to 110.3.
Kin Lima Alpha Oscar 101 tree. Did you hear my last transmission?
I'm doing stuff.
Cleared for takeoff, runway tree. Kin Lima Alpha Oscar 101 tree.
110.3. Go ahead and put it into active now. See if it stays. Turn it off. $110.3. Switches back to standby, but it's there. Okay.
Ladies and gents, prepare for takeoff. Please ensure your seat belt is fastened tightly. Your seat is in the upright position and your tray table is securely stored. Thank you.
One moment. Okay. All right. 18,000 feet. We're sure that's set on. Should be good. Brakes. Come on, turn. It's happened earlier, like no right rudder authority. There we go. All right, let me aim a little bit that way. What's up with that? Crazy. That's 140. You're up.
Good afternoon, ladies and gents. This is your captain speaking. Today, I'm assisted by co-pilot Jace Ray. Welcome aboard flight LAO 1013, inbound to Grand Junction. We are currently cruising at an altitude of 250 feet and at an airspeed of 200 knots. It's 1:34 p.m. On behalf of all crew members, we thank you for flying with us today. So, please sit back, relax, and enjoy the rest of the flight. Thank you.
Kin Lima Alpha Oscar 101 tree, please acknowledge.
1 tree for decimal 5 for Kin Lima Alpha Oscar 101 tree.
134.5.
Denver Center, Kin Lima Alpha Oscar 101 tree is passing 10,700, descending 7,800.
Kin Lima Alpha Oscar 101 tree. Denver Center, altimeter 29902. Radar contact, continue.
Put it into climb, making sure it's still set to manual.
101 tree. Descend and maintain 12,000.
Oh boy. 12,000.
Descend and maintain 12,000. Kin Lima Alpha Oscar 101 tree.
I do not like how low they have been putting us next to the mountains.
Kin Lima Alpha Oscar 101 tree, contact Denver Center on 128.65. Good day.
Going to 128.65. Kin Lima Alpha Oscar 101 tree. Denver Center, Kin Lima Alpha Oscar 101 tree is passing 13,000, descending 12,000. Kin Lima Alpha Oscar 101 tree. Denver Center, altimeter 29902. Radar contact, continue.
Well, that's the worst of it, it seems. Still don't dig it. All right, let's turn this over to auto throttle. Really? Throttle lever should be in climb? No, we're at 12,000. Well, I'll just do what it wants. It says put it in the climb. I'll leave it in climb. But, okay. Yeah, and then it does that. Should have just left it in manual. Gotta slow down, put some speed brake.
1,500.
Come on. We're doing an A320 and climbing. What are you doing? I'm having to use the throttle. $240. Turn on auto throttle again and see what it does. So messing with the throttle toggles it off. I want 240. That doesn't work. Putting it into auto throttle. Can be very confusing, sir. Hey, Billy Bob, VR8 is subbed. Please shout out. You bet. And let me go to your channel if I'm not subscribed. Hey, thanks for stopping in, Billy Bob. I'm subscribed. You came in a while back. Billy Bob, VR8, he said, you're my biggest fan. I'm your biggest fan. If I think you are who I think you are, I'm your biggest fan, Captain. Speed brake is still on. It says it still wants this in climb. Auto throttle's still on. Just picking up damn speed though. Let's see what happens when we hit 250 if we get that overspeed again. Yeah. Comply with a 250 knot speed when limit when flying below flight level 10,000. But we are actually. We are over 10,000 feet. I should just report that one as a bug then. But I'm doing what it wanted. It told me to put it back in the climb. Just turn off the landing lights. Stand by.
Alpha Oscar 101 tree, contact Denver Center on 126.5. Good day. One 126.5. Kin Lima Alpha Oscar 101 tree. Denver Center, Kin Lima Alpha Oscar 101 tree, 12,000. Kin Lima Alpha Oscar 101 tree. Denver Center, altimeter 2, 2, radar contact, continue.
2,500.
Kin Lima Alpha Oscar 101 tree, contact Denver Center on 1 tree, 4.5. Good day. One tree, 4.5. Kin Lima Alpha Oscar 101 tree. Denver Center, Kin Lima Alpha Oscar 101 tree, 12,000.
Kin Lima Alpha Oscar 101 tree. Denver Center, altimeter 2992. Radar contact, continue.
Heading into the heart of Colorado, deeper into the heart of Colorado, to a place called Grand Junction.
Kin Lima Alpha Oscar 101 tree. Climb and maintain 13,000.
13,000. Roger, roger. My deck went blurry. What's up with my deck? There it goes.
Kin Lima Alpha Oscar 101 tree. Did you hear my last transmission?
Climb and maintain 13,000. Kin Lima Alpha Oscar 101 tree.
It says this thing is in standby still. That cleared it. Very nice. Not sure exactly what, if turning that on. It's a traffic awareness system. Traffic collision avoidance system is TCAS. So we had a message up here, TCAS standby. And so I guess that was it. It was in standby. Let's see me put that back. Yeah, that's it. TCAS standby. Huh, that's new. We're not. Oh, it says we're not even on our flight plan. Look, it broke the autopilot, or it broke from autopilot. No, autopilot's still on. That's interesting. Huh. So we need to get it going back to real. So it's turning back around. Should be heading back to real. Real. That's interesting. Good thing I decided to check that. I was like, I wonder what waypoint we're getting to. And we're way up here. Heading into Wyoming. Silly airplane. Silly pilot. So when I noticed it was off, I came down here and I did a direct to, and I selected real, and I selected it twice, and it moved up to direct to, and it looks like it automatically, once I had it set up there, it automatically reacquired real and started heading back towards it. Are you doing anything exciting this weekend? Even though it's cold and wintry, friends want to do barbecue and ribs this weekend. I think I'll be doing mine indoors. And getting old, so we're not going to be doing anything exciting. Playing rummy, you know. That's what you do when you get older. You sit around and play card games. Talk about all your health problems. Occasionally try to dazzle one another with little bits of trivia here and there. Somebody's always got to say, I don't believe you, and you always have to pull up your phone and type it in and say, see? Somebody's always a jerk. They don't want to believe you. See? It's on the internet. It must be true. Again, big shout out to Bob. I'm a big fan. Billy Bob VR8 stopped by this afternoon. That's fantastic. Please tell me I turned my microphone back on. It's on? Oh, good. Thank you. Had enough problems today. I'm not liking the way the graphics are popping in additional details as we move forward. I don't know if that's a draw distance thing. I'm not entirely sure what causes that. But draw distance isn't really an option in the settings this go round. Got to be in something else. They need to put that one back.
Ken Lima Alpha Oscar 101 maintain present heading and altitude. Expect ILS runway 11 approach via max transition. Clear to max.
Clear to max.
Maintain present heading and altitude. Expect ILS runway 11 approach via max transition. Clear to max. Ken Lima Alpha Oscar 101.
They haven't put in the course setting. Course setting is 275. No, this says heading 116 at M&M. Yeah, 116. Doing just 160. There, dang you. Oh, now we've got the frequency in there, 1110.3. Good. All right, so it seems that if you do come down here and plug the ILS in and put it to active, that it does populate up here properly. So turn it back off. Then look up here. IGJT 11103. That matches this. And that is what you want. So if you've been having problems with your ILS not being in there, make sure that you do that. Come down here again, flip this little glass lid up, press the button, press ILS, dial in the frequency and the standby, set it to active.
Ladies and gents, now we're approaching Grand Junction, where local time is 2:41 p.m. Please stay in your seat with your seatbelt fastened. Personal screens, footrests, and seat tables must be stowed away, and all hand luggage stored either in the overhead lockers or under the seat in front. Please ensure all electronic devices are turned off. Thank you.
Real D-cell, Loma, Ginny, and at Ginny we need to be at, what do we say, 6,700 feet? Yep, Ginny 6,700. By Loma 8,400. $17 miles to Rill. Ground speed 346, true airspeed 347 knots. $280. Modern marvels. So yesterday, Rent-A-Cow showed up when I was doing my 3-hour cargo flight, which was great because he had a bunch of new Armor Reforger And Red Dead Redemption. Good, we're making our turn. Clips for us to watch is in-flight movies. Both those games look like so much fun. I haven't purchased anything new. I got the investing bug, and what little I have, I wanted to start investing in Archer and Joby, so every spare bit of change that I have, I'm trying to acquire bits of stock here and there. I believe. I'm a believer, for better or for worse. I think they change everything. I love them. The eVTOLs and the simplicity of operations is mind-blowing. If you haven't flown one of the eVTOLs yet, the Joby S4 or the Archer Midnight, sir and or madam, what are you doing? You must. It's a must. You must see the future of aviation. You must experience it. And if you can fly anything else in this simulator and have mastered learning how to fly anything else in this simulator and haven't tried those yet, you're going to be blown away. It's so fantastic. And safe. I don't know about you, but I struggled with landings for a long time. And even now, every time you come in for a landing, if you're not a pro, you know, you're always rolling death dice, even if you are a pro. I wonder how long it's going to be until we see vertical takeoff and landing airliners, you know, classified as like JVTOL, jet vertical takeoff and landing, but then airliners, JAVTOL, jet airliner vertical takeoff and landing. Can't even imagine how cool that's going to be for something. Well, this is pretty big, but relatively speaking, compared to some of the larger jets, this is a baby. I wonder how long it's going to take for them to come up with new aircraft that can airliners that can do vertical takeoff and landing. It's going to be insane, and it's going to be so cool.
101 tree, contact Denver Center on 125.675. Good day.
125.675 for Kin Lima Alpha Oscar 101 tree. Denver Center, Kin Lima Alpha Oscar 101 tree, 13,000.
Kin Lima Alpha Oscar 101 tree. Denver Center, altimeter 29902, radar contact, continue to max.
I can't imagine how wonderful it's going to be. I mean, it's already getting pretty darn simple. For as much stuff there is to do in the cockpit, if they can end up simplifying flying an airliner as much as they have simplified flying eVTOL, it's going to be amazing. And now, for better or for worse, we have AI. And they're going to be, with the vertical takeoff and landing stuff to begin with, they're going to be releasing, or they're working in partnership with NVIDIA or other companies to introduce AIs into the cockpit, like NVIDIA's IGX Thor. Yeah. IGX Thor is a conversational AI to start with. They call it robot brain also. And it is going to be able to handle flight planning, awareness like TCAS. It's going to be able to handle all kinds of functions in the cockpit, including autonomous flight. Like, hey Thor, I'm not feeling so good. I ate the fish. Can you take over?
1 tree for decimal 5 for Kin Lima Alpha Oscar 101 tree.
So I can imagine.
Center, Kin Lima Alpha Oscar 101 tree, 13,000.
I suppose the
Kin Lima Alpha Oscar 101 tree, Denver Center, altimeter 29902, radar contact, continue to max.
I still assume for a lot of advanced pilots that I don't know that if they're going to want to keep all of this existing kind of stuff in it. When you're really not going to need it. I mean, everything that you do, that we have done, that we do, that you've seen me do today, it's all going to be handled by AI for the most part. Even if you are flying manually, there's really the way that they can computerize other systems. I don't even think the cockpits are going to be this complex going forward. They don't have to be. So for the last generation, the FAA has been freaking out that at this time right now, we won't have enough qualified pilots to run everything. And now with the DEI hiring, now for better or for worse again, whatever, there's been a lot of accidents. And so you have to make things simpler. It's just, I don't know what it is with people today. Not smart enough, not whatever. Not qualified enough, not enough simulation time. Not sure what it is. But it's this
Lima Alpha Oscar 101 tree. Contact Grand Junction Tower on 118.1 when inbound.
Roger.
Tower on 118.1. Kin Lima Alpha Oscar 101 tree.
The years that it takes to learn all this stuff and then be proficient enough to actually do a job like this and have big huevos of steel to be able to do this job with all these people or the people's lives on the line. Sure, it's gotten a lot simpler, but still seems to be quite a lot of accidents. So, you have no choice but to try to make things more video game like, simple, easy, and safe for pilots today. But again, it's happening. It's happening. So that's good.
Grand Junction Tower, Kin Lima Alpha Oscar 101 tree, 4 miles northwest. Inbound ILS runway 11 approach.
Kin Lima Alpha Oscar 101 tree, Grand Junction Tower. Altimeter 29902, cleared ILS runway 11 approach.
We have got to come down. 6,700. I'm going to do it. They might ding us for it. But I have to.
Cleared ILS runway 11 approach. Kin Lima Alpha Oscar 101 tree.
There's only 6.5 miles to Ginny. Got to expedite that. Turn on ILS. Yeah, we're too high.
Captain, let's drop our speed below 250 knots until we reach 10,000 feet.
Kin Lima Alpha Oscar 101 wind calm. Cleared to land runway 11.
Going too fast.
Clear to land runway 11. Kin Lima Alpha Oscar 101.
Slow down, boyo. Ooh, so we missed it. I thought it was supposed to come around and come in for the other runway. Let's see if we can go back to Ginny. No. Yeah, so we have to do a... Oh my goodness.
Junction Tower, Kin Lima Alpha.
So they didn't bring us down, and now we have to declare missed approach, and now we have to find. We're supposed to go out to JNC.
Acknowledge last transmission.
Okay, so we're out to JNC.
134.5 for Kin Lima Alpha Oscar 10.
9,000 feet. All right, so I'm doing the missed approach, and that is climb to 9,000 feet, go out to JNC. That's where you do your hold.
Denver Center, Kin Lima Alpha Oscar 101. Flying to Grand Junction, ILS runway 11 published, missed approach.
Kin Lima Alpha Oscar 101 roger. Fly published missed approach. Advise reaching 9,000 for further instructions.
So, once we get to JNC, I'll report the finish with missed approach and see if we can get another authorization to land. But yeah, they didn't bring us down. They had told us we had the authority to do an ILS, but they didn't bring us down, so I brought us down. But we overshot Ginny at 6,700. I thought they were that based on what I was looking at. I read it wrong that we had to do a U-turn and then come back. Pretty much there.
Denver Center, Kin Lima Alpha Oscar 101 tree. Published missed approach ILS runway 11 at 9,000.
Kin Lima Alpha Oscar 101 tree. Maintain present altitude, expect ILS runway 11 approach via Juliet November Charlie 275 radio. 1 tree DVR, clear to Juliet November Charlie. Kin Lima Alpha Oscar 101 tree. Contact Grand Junction Tower on 118.11 inbound.
They're telling us
118.1. Kin Lima Alpha Oscar 1.
We're coming in for runway 11, ILS 11. Yes. Hello.
Grand Junction Tower, Kin Lima Alpha Oscar 101 tree, 900 miles southwest, inbound ILS runway 11 approach.
I want to go back out to Loma.
Grand Junction Tower. Altimeter 29902. Cleared ILS runway 11 approach.
Cleared ILS runway 11 approach. Kin Lima Alpha Oscar 101 tree.
Try to get us back to ILS altitude. Although we are over some mountains.
2,500.
Speed 180. Got our ILS diamond already. And a year down. Guy looks like a K-pop star. Six miles to Loma. I will put chapters on this as soon as it publishes. I'm going to have to chop off the first, I don't know, 15 minutes or so with all the problems that we were having with the connection problems and restarting and things not working right. So I need to go in there and edit out the first at least good half hour probably of the show. And then I'll see if there's anything else that needs to cut out. And then I'll work on the chapters. Okay, coming into Ginny. That sounded wrong. That was terribly wrong. Put this over to ILS. All right, let's turn on the approach. Says we're a little low, but we're not quite at Ginny yet.
Alpha Oscar 101 tree, wind calm, cleared to land runway 11.
Okay, so as you see, you've got to be able to
runway 11. Kin Lima Alpha Oscar
work out a problem when you come in for a landing and you miss it. You don't want to just end it. You already put the time in. So knowing how to read your charts for a missed approach and filing your missed approach with air traffic control once you get out to these points, and then ask for another reassignment to come back in, go back out to a point that you're comfortable with, come back in and try it again.
1,000.
Fast. I'm going to turn off the autopilot.
Flaps.
Put on the spoiler.
Too low. Flaps.
100.
Too low. Flaps.
50, 40, 30, 20. Retard. 10. Retard. 5. Retard.
Come down. Come on.
Retard.
Again, it still wants autopilot engaged, so I don't know what I'm missing. This is the problem we had last time. Again, if you know the answer to this, why does it want autopilot engaged? What, or how do you make this go away? All right, flaps up, spoiler off. See, it wants
Lima Alpha Oscar 101 tree. Exit runway when able.
Now it doesn't want to respond to autopilot 1 or 2. Let's brake. Huh. I don't know. That's a new one.
Kin Lima Alpha Oscar 101 tree. Turn next taxiway.
Dang you. Oh, they just told me to go ahead and go forward. Yeah, I don't have an answer. That is darn annoying, though.
Kin Lima Alpha Oscar 101 tree. Exit runway when able. Kin Lima Alpha Oscar 101 tree. Contact ground on 121.7.
121.7 for Kin Lima Alpha Oscar 101 tree. Grand Junction Ground, Kin Lima Alpha Oscar 101 tree. Request taxi to parking.
Kin Lima Alpha Oscar 101 tree. Taxi to gate 29 are using taxiway Alpha.
Taxiing to gate 29er via taxiway Alpha. Kin Lima Alpha Oscar 101 tree.
Auto flight, autopilot off. Got to put the landing lights on. Typical. Oh, they're on. Nuts. And as soon as I touch my throttle or the yoke, it turns the autopilot off like that, and then we get our error warnings again.
Accomplished even with this risky conditions.
Risky conditions. You silly thing. Well, it seemed a lot better than the first flight. Essential satisfaction. Well, I got out of it what I wanted today. I needed some practice with the A320, and this is the new version. And I got it. And even got to practice missed approach. And discovered some things I don't fully understand. So again, as soon as this thing publishes, I'll go back in and chop out the first bit. And then once I have my proper timestamps, I'll rate the chapters. Wow, a big old hunk of reputation. Makes no sense. I'll take it. Okay. So this has been episode 351. Yep, 351. Remember? So have a great weekend. I may or may not stream over the weekend. It just depends on what's going on. Probably not. And if I don't, then I will see you Monday. And we're getting really close to finishing everything we need to finish in both all of our certifications and specializations. And there's not much more to do. And now I can consider creating companies, right? Which I haven't done yet. It's been, it's very expensive. Everything has been very expensive. But to now own a company and be responsible for the insurance and the purchasing of aircrafts and yada, yada, yada. The 2 million credits that I have didn't seem like much at all that I've made so far. Anyway, we'll figure out what we're going to do. And I will see you Monday. Thank you for tuning in. I really appreciate it. Again, have a great weekend. Happy flying or gaming or whatever you're doing.